Buonasera a tutti e benvenuti all'Autodromo Nazionale di Monza qui a TRACKILICIOUS. Welcome everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Autodromo Nacional at Monza here at TRACKILICIOUS. We're excited to be back at our iRacing GT3, GT4 the championship. Hey Dominic, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. Boppity boopity indeed, as we are in Italy in the historic track at Monza. GT3s have already completed their qualifying. GT4s out on track with less than a minute to go, and we are about to get the race started. You break pasta when you cook it. I have an entire country who will ban you for such heinous criminal acts. Hope you are doing well. Hope everybody is doing well. Excited about this mixed class race. And let's hop into it. Let's see what is going on. Let's see who's doing what and what's doing who and all the good stuff. How are you doing, Dom? Manuardo. Hello. We have a Rand Marino. Make it, I don't know, maybe Italian. Could be Italian. Could be an Italian man of Italian heritage, as we do have all of our competitors now completed their laps and the qualifying being over. Let's have a look and see what the grid looks like here in a second. Looks like we have a total of 33 people on the grid. As we scroll through the lovely scenes of Italy, Southern Europe. Take the opportunity here to go through the GT3 and GT4 list. In P1, we have Jakob Stavko, again, pole position, doing a fantastic job. 0.3 advantage over P2, Jordan Smith. Andrew Pickerel coming in P3 with Cody Wassam in P4. Bronson Turner in a solid P5 position with Jacob Cunningham, our current championship winner from the previous season. In P6, Josh Willis. In P7 with Benjamin Smalling. In P8, Eric Eng. In P9, Akue Katagrama in P10. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Would love to be educated as to how to properly pronounce it. Glenn Pino in P11. Travis Bartlett in P12. Adam King coming in P13. Nathan Hutchison in P14. Patrick Rich in P15 with Steven Anderson in P16. Colin Johnson 17, Mark Matlock 18, Joe Ferroni in P19, and Morgan Stringer closing out the P20, closing out the GT3 pack in P20. Jeff Dallas, top position in the GT4 category, followed by Eric Miller in P2, Brad Sievers in P3, Rand Marino in P4, Jacob Church in P5, Matt Hugh P6, Magno Oliveira Fahel in P7, Ray Frias in P8, Chase Donnelly in P9, Parker Standrit in P10, Alexander Kodenko in P11, Harrison Wattis in P12, and finally, in the GT4 pack, we have Rick Wolf, who I'm sure will be looking to improve as the race gets started. Hope everybody's doing well. A full grid here today. Thank you so much, Travis. Good luck in your race. Looks like you're in a decent 12th position. Excited to see your performance from there. And excited to see everybody as we are gridded up, ready to go for a full 60 minutes of Monza with a random, unannounced, undetermined pit stop. Excited to see how that goes. That grid looks incredible. Love seeing all the Trackalicious banners. Those that don't know, we had the lovely Will Brunner create all these logos for us. Whoops. Some reason my phone's going off. Apologize about that. But let's get going here. Look at that fantastic grid. All of these cars getting revved up, ready to go here at Monza. Take that far, Cam. Try to get as much action as we can. As we all know, T1 or Variante Uno or Rettifio is absolutely dangerous. And it's usually where ambition gets the better of people. As we all know, you definitely win the race on T1 at Monza. And we'll find out why. And we'll find out how. This camera not doing much for me, but let's go to the chopper cam and have a look and see what happens here. Jakob Stavko up in P1, being threatened by Jordan Smith. And we're green, go. Looks like Jakob gets a fantastic start. Andrew Pickerel just behind, another great start from him. But Benjamin Smalling threatening on the outside. Stavko going tight on the inside, trying to send it. Great braking on that Porsche. Bronson Turner coming in hot. Looks good so far. Everybody seems to be making through. Absolutely fantastic job by the grid here so far. Moving back even further. Looks like the GT4 is also doing really well. Let's go for a more scenic view here. Unbelievable. Fantastic job by everybody on the grid having made it through T1, but it doesn't end there as we go through the second chicane here of Variante Roja, Del Roja. And looks like we do have some action back there. Bronson Turner being turned around, unfortunately, and is dropping down the field. Travis Bartlett, damage on the other side. Let's go back and have a look what happened here. That is unfortunate. Stavko crashing as well. What happens here? Oh my goodness. Oh, and just, oh my lord, they just loses the rear end. Unforced error from our pole sitter and winner from the previous race. Did not see that one coming. That is unfreaking believable, as he has to now wait for the entire grid, GT3s and GT4s, to pass practically, as we see the survivors, or not survivors, from the incidents in lap 1 coming through. Bronson Turner, we see Jakub Stavko. We see a couple more, unfortunately, just not making it through, and that is very tough. Very, very tough, and it's going to be a long race ahead for these folks to catch up. Let's have a look and see if we can find out what happened to Travis Bartlett here. Oh, that's with the damage, unfortunately. Not quite making it back. But let's get back to some of the action here at Monza. And Monza does what you would think that Monza would do. And that is an early pit for some of our drivers here. Fantastic first corner. Not a single car damage, but that did not last very long, unfortunately. And this is why you see the likes of Jacob Cunningham, our last season's championship winner. This is what he does. Survives. Phoenix, absolutely, it is a GT3, GT4 multi-class. As we're looking at our race leaders, Jordan Smith in the blue-yellow Mustang going through there, Andrew Pickerel, and hopping on with P3 of Jacob Cunningham. Very unfortunate for those that didn't make it. Looks like we have several in the back there. Bronson Turner, Rand Marino, Travis Bartlett, Katagrama, unfortunately, and Glenn Pinio may have already called it quits, unfortunately. Bit farther down the grid here, Steven Anderson seems to have made it through without any issues. We do have some battling going on here, really close between P4, 5, and 6 and 7, actually, as the cars going side by side practically here. Incredible. Leaders, pretty decent pace up front here. Lovely space themed livery by Adam King in that Corvette. Eric Eng side by side with Jacob Church here. Eng seems to be just recovering from an incident earlier, as he is a GT3 car making it through the GT4s. Some action. Eric continuing to make his way through as Matt Hugh continues to chase Brad Sievers just up ahead in the green and white BMW. Some action between Adam King and Patrick Rich here. Adam King trying to move on the outside, trying to find grip where there might not be any, but does manage to get a great slingshot out of Parabolica. Does seem to have a nose ahead, but will have the outside as they go into the first chicane here. Will he be able to stick it? He may have the outside as they turn right, but will have the inside as they turn left. Going side by side, still getting squeezed a little bit. Ooh, there may not have been much room left for Adam to be there, as does seem to have had the right to be there. And that is a couple of positions lost, unfortunately, for Patrick Rich. Now being threatened by Steven Anderson and Cody Wasson behind in the McLaren and the Audi, respectively. Looks like Anderson looking on the inside, or outside, I should say, as I've lost my positioning. But Rich does manage to keep him behind. A little bit of grass on the outside. Wiggle does not give the opportunity for Steven Anderson to get ahead. Anderson still quite threatening, and so is Cody Wasson just behind. Cody Wassim taking advantage of the restriction of the car ahead for Anderson. Wassim getting up into P10 now, chasing down Patrick Rich in the Mustang just up ahead. Wassim taking a defensive line or just tucking in behind to get as much slipstream as possible from that Mustang. Long back straight here. Patrick Rich trying to shake off the cars behind. The toe is very powerful here as they go into the final corner of Parabolica. Looks like Patrick a little wide than what you would expect, but does manage to stay ahead. More battling up ahead. Josh Willis being threatened by Nate Hutchison. With Benjamin Smalling just ahead. 4, 5, 6 here. The battles really tight as we have more happening in the back here. Oh, I think it's just the GT3s coming through from their incident. Travis Bartlett making it through. But there are some battles happening as well, it looks like, between Jeff Dallas and Alexander Kodenko. Jeff Dallas does seem to make it through. May have been caught up in an incident earlier, as I do believe Jeff Dallas did have pole position. Looks like Willis. Really appreciate iRacing not doing that. I do agree, Immunix. That silver Corvette does look really, really good. Actually, really nice the way the light shines off the car. Something about the way that the paint scheme is, the material selected is just absolutely fantastic. Credit to Adam King for the fantastic livery. Speaking of credit where credit is due, Nate Hutchison chasing down Josh Willis. Big toe, double toe. Unfortunately for him, Josh does also have one and just seems to give him enough of an advantage where he's not able to quite make the move. Farther behind, we have the likes of Mark Matlock chasing down Joe Ferroni. Super shiny Moza livery in that McLaren. It looks like Joe has found a little bit of magic to create some gap. Mark continuing to try to find the pace to get right behind Joe, but Joe looks like is walking away. But there are still battles happening. We have this multiple car tight group here of Patrick Rich, Cody Wassim, and just behind Steven Anderson. Anderson not quite seeming to have the pace that Wassim has. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What an unbelievable series of events. Oh my goodness. Oh, I just don't. There wasn't really much. There wasn't really much he could have done. Unfortunately, that GT4 just seemed to have been at the wrong place at the wrong time. An error by Harrison Vlades. rejoining now. You know, kind of okay, not bad, and then just doesn't know which direction to go, tries to avoid the one and then turns into the other. Oh my goodness, that is so unfortunate. And that, ladies and gentlemen, just, it's a part of racing. Ghoukasian in the pits, repaired, and back out. Hello, Jace, welcome. Hope you're doing well. That is really, really tough for Ghoukasian, who has now dropped to 15th position. Going back to look at Adam King. Being chased down in the Corvette of Colin Johnson. Interestingly enough, both Michiganders here. Michigan chasing Michigan. Pace-wise, looks like King might have a bit of an advantage overall. But it does look most of the field all the way down to about P10 have very similar pace. Less than a second between them in terms of best lap. Josh Willis, though, still being threatened by the likes of Nate Hutchison. Josh not having as much of a tow, now having to deal with traffic, as Smalling seems to have built a bit of a gap between himself and the likes of Josh Willis and Nate Hutchison. I mean, we say that, but not quite. It's only half a second between them, so very likely that Josh still has a tow, and I'm incredibly impressed by Nate's ability to stick with Josh. Josh, historically quick driver. Nate, much newer to sim racing than Josh is, and Nate has developed into something fantastic, being able to threaten the likes of Josh Willis for multiple laps on end. Hutchison not relenting, looking for any possible advantage he can get. And Josh Willis also trying to get that tow from the car ahead, which is Benjamin Smalling. This battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th, with Benjamin being in the P4 position. Hutchison closing off that 6th spot. You have some battles in the GT4s as well, as it looks like Jeff Dallas has come up all the way to chase Donnelly. You expect Jeff to have some pace. His best lap is a 2-minute flat, with Jeff Dallas having a 1:57.8. Looking on the outside, defensive from Chase, but it just looks like a relatively easy overtake from Jeff Dallas. Now looking ahead at Oliveira Fahel, the Brazilian driver, for that. What position is that? P3? Potentially? No, it's more than that. Would love to figure out how to split my tower here so that I could have all of them well represented. I suppose it does. Dirty air matters in iRacing. Looks like there is a move here. Jeff Dallas on the inside now, going super defensive or super shallow, leaving enough room all the way out And it looks like that is a move for Josh Dallas, but also looking to take advantage of the situation is Chase Donnelly. Donnelly look on the inside, not quite having it. Mercedes on Mercedes action as the Petronas Mercedes ahead goes a bit defensive. Donnelly trying to make something out of nothing. Just not quite there. But that is 2 positions gained for Jeff Dallas. Now looking ahead at Rit Wolf down the road. Adam King being hunted down by Colin Johnson. Ooh, taking a slightly more optimal line, does get the run out of the Variante de la Roja, but just not quite enough to make that move stick. Adam stays ahead. Corvette on Corvette action, looking fantastic between the two. As we've seen the others do, Colin tucking himself in to try and get that slipstream. Coming into some traffic now. This is not going to be ideal for the likes of Adam King. That GT4 in a less than ideal spot, but they do both manage to go through. Hutchison up ahead. Oh, it looks like Josh Willis is pitted. Josh Willis pitted. And now we have Nate charging ahead. Oh no, never mind. Sorry. Looks like Josh is ahead actually. Having overtaken the pack there. What happened there? Go back and look. See, we do have some history here. Maybe we're able to go have a look. Don't see any contact in our replays. Look at this. We have 2 GT3 battles and a GT4 battle all in the same view. We have the likes of Nate Hutchison charging on Benjamin Smalling. We have Colin Johnson charging on Adam King just back there. And then it looks like the battle between Chase Donnelly and Magno Oliveira Fahel. Magno Oliveira Fahel. I feel like the G is a bit more silent than I'm giving it a little bit too much gut. We'll have to ask. But yes, multiple battles here still going on. As we haven't even had the safety car yet, 21 minutes in. Great racing across the field. Oh, there's that move. Colin looking on the inside. King trying to defend. Going on to the final straight here. Both looking so even. Colin is going to have the inside, the variante del rettifio. Both being very reasonable. Colin a bit too much sand. King ahead again. What a fantastic battle here between Adam King and Colin Johnson. Amazing show of respect between the two. Adam getting ahead of the GT4 traffic here. Looks like we do have some battles still. Looks like Donnelly looking not quite. Welcome, Dale Rodman Jr. the third. Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody's doing well. We are 23 minutes into our 60-minute race, and we have yet to see our random safety car be deployed. Multiple battles on track. We are looking at the GT4 battle between Magno Oliveira Fahel here and Chase Donnelly. Both AMGs, no advantage in equipment here between the two, but my goodness, we have seen some great racing, great respect to add to that between the drivers. These two have been going at it for quite some time now. Then we have the likes of Adam King and Colin Johnson. Adam King ahead in the silver Corvette, Colin Johnson just behind in the white and pink orange Corvette. Colin had a look several times, just not able to make the move stick. Adam putting up a great fight between himself and Colin Johnson. And these are the battles we have on track. The likes of Benjamin Smalling looks like is dropping Nathan Hutchison a little bit. Josh Willis has somehow found the move to get himself ahead. Is now, let's see, 2.5 seconds ahead of Smalling. Not something Smalling was really hoping for, but something that is going to have to deal with, as it is what it is, and it's going to have to find some magic, some pace, as there is 25 minutes. I'm sorry. That's not how math works. When you subtract 25 from 60, it's 35. 35 minutes remaining in the race. Loads of excitement. Lap traffic playing its part here in the multi-class, as it does. A GT3, GT4 battle here. Jacob Church putting a superhero cape on, trying to chase down the Honda there. Oh, we're side by side, these two. Donnelly having a look. Oh my goodness, what a huge send. That was massive. Big jump by Oliveira Fahel. Love that livery too. The sheen on the Mercedes. Petronas. Absolutely, Munich. So close. But again, doing a fantastic job not hitting each other. Battles ahead. Looks like Hutchison found some magic, getting a little closer to Smalling. Battles galore. Nearly halfway through the race, and we don't even have a safety car yet. Adam King. Oh my goodness, we missed it. Colin Johnson seems to have made his way ahead of Adam King. Let's see. Let's see if we can find it. I think this was what we saw ahead, or before, I should say. Yep, that's before. Let's have a look. Let's find out where Colin Johnson makes the move on Adam King. Drafts. Whoa, that was weird. Just looked like Adam braked a little earlier for some reason, letting Colin by. Not quite sure what that's all about. There you have it. Going back to the live action. We have some people pitting now. Oh. Is that? No, I thought for a second that we might have had our yellow, but nope. These two still battling. Magno Oliveira Fahel not quite satisfied being overtaken, is looking to get that move back from the likes of Chase Donnelly. Going side by side again. Oh my goodness. Looks like there was a bit of contact there. What happened? Let's go a little farther back. That contact, maybe? Yeah, it's a bit of contact. It looks like Fahel's trying to wait a little bit, trying to let Chase back, but yeah, and has done so. Absolutely amazing. Great show of respect. But all this battling has let the likes of Jeff Dallas into the picture now. My goodness.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, looks like we do have our safety car out. There you have it. Practically exactly halfway through the race. Patrick Rich in the lead of the race, trying to catch up to the safety car. Where is it? See the yellow. Trying to look for the safety car. Not quite seeing it. Rich hitting. Now we're waiting for Pickerel. Must be missing something. That's not a safety car ahead. You ahead or behind the 26. Nope. Behind the 21. No, why is there a yellow? I don't know. Try and figure that out. Thought there was a safety car, but I don't see it. There we go. I'm so confused. I'm sorry, folks. Oh, there it is. There it is. Been looking for it for long enough and finally found it. So, for those of you who are new here, this multi-class championship has a random safety car deployed. Nobody knows when. And as we saw last week, there are times in which the safety car does not come out. But this time, coming out practically in the middle, a lap or two beyond, leaving us with a little over 25 minutes of racing remaining. Now, a lot of the field did get in and take that pit stop with the number 21 of Benjamin Smalling, the lead of that pack. But the lead overall going to Andrew Pickerel. Now Pickerel looking quite good up front. Cunningham not quite as fast today in the BMW. Fastest lap being 0.3 slower than the likes of Andrew Pickerel. So we have Pickerel, Cunningham, Willis, Smalling, Hutchison up into P5, Johnson, King, Anderson, Eng, Stofko going from P last to P10. Rich. Stofko not quite showing the same pace as he had before. Maybe confidence wavering after having lost it. In the GT4s, we have Sievers, Miller, Fahel, Wolf, Hugh, Catagrama, Penio, who's a GT3. Jakob Stofko on the grind today, having qualified on the top spot, having to deal with some adversity, trying to recover from an early mistake. cars looking like? They are in relatively good order now, except for the 29. Who is 29? No, not 29. And there goes that. The 13, I should say. The 13 of Jeff Dallas being let go to loop around. I think Jeff Dallas probably a lap down. Yep, looks like Jeff Dallas is indeed a lap down from the likes of Alexander Budenko. We might be getting ready to get going again. Jeff Dallas will have to deal with quite a bit of traffic. The remainder of the GT4s being let through to unlap themselves. Along with some GT3s apparently. Long safety car here. Jeff Dallas almost a third of a lap ahead as the remainder of the GT4s were let by. Looking for some more potentially. These cars just not sounding happy at this pace. Tires cooling, as you can see the Mercedes vehicles in the back trying to heat things back up. That is indeed Ray Frias here. Jacob Church, Rand Marino. Marino, I should say. Weave indeed. Try to get as much heat into those tires as possible. As you probably already know, these machines are really built to operate in such a small window. Their peak performance so difficult to achieve. One thing goes off and then you really have to be something magical to be able to manage the differences. You see a bunch of rocks being kicked up here at Autodromo Internazionale or Nazionale di Monza. Lead still with Andrew Pickerel. Hello, Mr. Portis. Appreciate it. We'll definitely take the opportunity to hydrate. Much needed, actually. As we crack open another bottle of water. Looks like the GT4s have almost caught back up. First pack there. Second pack, couple corners remaining. This has been a really long safety car. But I tell you, I'm a huge fan of the safety car. Big fan. And I'll tell you why. We got some racing coming up, folks. Gonna be intense. Another go at lap 1 at Monza. 2 lap 1s at Monza. Better than 1 lap 1 at Monza. Oh, and the safety car ducking in. And it's going to be up to Pickerel. And he slams the throttle down. Gets a great jump. 18 minutes remaining. Andrew Pickerel. Followed by Jacob Cunningham. Followed by Josh Willis. Followed by Benjamin Smalling. Willis having a look. Nope, not there. Let's have a look and see what's going on here in the middle. Wrong one. Oh, great. Thank you, camera. Trees are nice. Looks like the GT3 is making it through okay. GT4 is coming in now. Everybody pretty careful. Matt Hugh looking on the outside, not quite having it. Chasing down Rick Wolf. Rick Wolf having a pit start, I believe. All the way back up into, I believe that is E4. Sievers leading the charge. Eric Miller behind P2. Very interested to see if there are any battles up ahead here. I presume most of these guys already having fuel to last till the end of the race. Josh Willis looking quite attacking. Willis side by side with the likes of Jacob Cunningham. Cunningham on the outside. Kind of a bit of an over-under. No, sticking on the outside. Willis is now ahead. Cunningham ducking right behind that tiny, teeny Acura NSX. Cunningham, does he have the straight line speed? Looks like he maybe does. Willis incredibly defensive. They are both side by side now going into the first chicane. Cunningham over the curbing and does manage to make it stick. Cunningham back ahead of Josh Willis. That's inviting Benjamin Smalling and Nate Hutchison now into the fight. All this giving Andrew Pickerel almost a 1.5 seconds advantage as the GT4 are now coming into play already. Big jump of the curb from Jacob Cunningham. Willis now under threat from behind. Was making moves ahead, now having to look just behind. Smalling looking huge in his mirrors. Another on the attack. Turner, Stofko looking up ahead at Steven Anderson. Incredibly threatening. Stofko looking on the inside. Does manage to do some braking magic over the curbing here at Ascari. Stofko ahead. Turner now looking for a move. Steven Anderson a bit wanting in pace. Turner looking not quite there. Turner having to duck behind again. Anderson now will have a draft up ahead, make it even more difficult for Bronson Turner to get the move done, and that is exactly what Stofko would have wanted. Less than 15 minutes remaining in the race. All these three going in. They were all thinking about it at some point in time. You could see a bit offline in their positions. Bronson Turner still in a super threatening spot. Now looking on the inside of the Varianti de la Rojas, and does manage to make it stick. And that is a gain of position between the two McLarens. Sievers chasing down Eric Miller. Seems to have made a mistake somewhere. Go back and have a look and see if we could find something. Where did that happen? Looks like at Parabolica. Sievers goes wide. Miller gaining the advantage. Sievers trying to potentially duck back in. No, not quite. Going side by side. Miller ahead by a nose. And that's it. Sievers tucking in behind. Just didn't have it in him to keep that position. Unfortunately, Cunningham now being threatened, or still being threatened, by the likes of Josh Willis. Going back live. Oh, Willis does get ahead through the Lesmos. Is that BMW gonna come back? I apologize, that was not their Lesmos. Now we're at Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2. Going into the Curva del Seraglio. It's a curve, a bit of a kink, more of a straight than anything really. But that is a position where Josh Willis up into P2. With just over 10 minutes remaining. Cunningham, both in green and white BMWs. One in a GT3 being Cunningham, one in a GT4 being Brad Sievers. Sievers trying to find any magic there is out there. Try and gain a spot, but more battles happening just behind. So we have the likes of Colin Johnson now up into P5. Nate Hutchison trying to find anything. Any magic between the two. Benjamin Smalling under threat from Colin Johnson now. Hello, Kuja. Thank you so much. Get that done in a second here. We continue to view these cars constantly battling. Less than 10 minutes remaining in the race here. As we hydrate. Colin Johnson seems to have gapped Hutchison a bit, but huge threat. Benjamin Smalling in P4. Closest battle on track, followed by the likes of Josh Willis and Jacob Cunningham just ahead. 2/10 between these two, 3/10 between those ahead. Battles for P2, P3, P3, P4. Johnson looking incredibly threatening. Again, these folks ducking in to try and get as much slipstream as possible. Just not quite there both now. 2/10. Thinking about it, it's not quite the right time. Who's gonna do it? Jacob Cunningham, having been overtaken recently, may not have the pace to catch back up to Josh Willis, but he is doing his absolute best to try and make anything happen, even if he's able to put some pressure on the Josh Willis. On Johnson, though, not giving up. Really tight. Actually, it looks like Cunningham might have a run onto Josh Willis. That BMW looking huge behind that NSX. Does he have it? But not here. Will it be in the next section? Don't know. Don't know. No. Our lines so different. Obviously, one being a mid-engine car, the other being a front-engine car. Looks like this is not the lap, but they don't have much time. Less than 8 minutes remaining. Battles in the back, actually, as Magno Oliveira Fahel now charging at Matt Hugh. Last lap, 0.3 faster for the car behind in the Mercedes. Matt Hugh brushing away the dirt off his windscreen from all the speed that he's had, brushing bugs, trying to overcome the speed of light. Oh my goodness, what? Sievers crash for him. What happened? Looking okay here. Oh no, big bump on the curb and right into the wall. Sievers dropping down from P2, P3. Now all the way down into 5th, and will have to pit as well. Oh my goodness. And only 5 minutes remaining in the race. That is absolutely devastating. Cunningham in the other green and white BMW, finally making the move on Josh Willis. Josh will only have probably around 3 laps to make that position back, and that is a P2 for Jacob Cunningham right now. And looks like Johnson looking as well. Smalling, defensive, not quite there. Nate Hutchison there to attack as well, take advantage of any mistakes the cars ahead make. Podium position. Oh, Johnson going on the inside. And makes that move stick. Johnson up into P4. 2.5 seconds behind the likes of Josh Willis. Benjamin Smalling not gonna be too happy about that. Whether or not the Corvette has the pace advantage, we don't quite know. But what we are going to find out is whether Nate Hutchison has the pace advantage. Same car, Smalling, Hutchison, both in the McLaren. And the likes of Adam King now threatening in the background. And that lovely silver liveried Corvette. Smalling making his way through the lap traffic. Anderson now Having a look at Bartlett. Bartlett went to P9. My goodness, 3 minutes remaining and so many battles on the track. Smalling trying to see if there's any chance to gain that position back. Not quite there, but battles also brewing in the GT4s. Oliveira Fahel going at Matt Hugh. Hello, Pato Awards #2 fan. Hope you're doing well. We are towards the end of this 60-minute race with a random deployed safety car and exactly 2 minutes remaining in the race here, at which point in time we will be on our final lap of this race, and it has been quite the race here. Colin Johnson actually looking quite threatening. Only a second between him and Josh Willis up ahead, and it was 2.5 before. So does he have enough time to do anything? Nate Hutchison in the back though, side by side with Benjamin Smalling. Nope, tucks back behind. Not quite there. But Steve Anderson looking at Bartlett though. Not having it either. It's just not quite. Oh, we may have missed. Looks like Oliveira did make the move on Matthew. Let's have a look and see how he did that. Looks like just had a really good exit out of the first chicane here. Does manage to make the move stick. Looking here, though, Colin Johnson, P4, Benjamin Smalling, P5, Nate Hutchison, P6, Adam King, P7, Bronson Turner, P8, all within striking distance of each other. A single mistake from anybody would yield multiple potential positions for the rest. As we see the likes of Andrew Pickerel coming through the final straight. Some lap traffic for Jacob Cunningham to deal with just behind. Pickerel at the Parabolica, the final corner of this race. Hour and 30 seconds in. Looking at the final lap, and the Canadian Andrew Pickerel crosses the line in P1, followed by Jacob Cunningham, followed by Josh Willis. Closing out the podium, Colin Johnson, side by side with Benjamin Smalling. Smalling not getting the position in P5. Nate Hutchison, P6. King, 7. Bronson Turner, 8. Travis Bartlett, 9th, with Steve Anderson, 10th. Eng coming back up to a respectable 11. Stavko, P12. Baroni, P13. Pinio, 14. Mark Matlock looking like a damaged McLaren in 15. Then we have the leader of the GT4s, looks like in a relatively commanding position, Eric Miller. Rick Wolf 6 seconds back. I'm gonna stay on the lead here as I don't see any more battles up ahead. And that is a couple more corners left. Let's not Brad Severs ourselves through the Ascari complex here. mindful of the curbs and the sausages. Looks like he does make it through A-OK. And the Haribo Mercedes-Benz GT4. And there you have it, final corner of the Parabolica for Eric Miller coming through with the win here at Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. Rick Wolf, P2, all the way from the back. And I believe that is a P3 for Matt Hugh. Fantastic race by everybody. And let's hop back into the studio and try and get some of these drivers. Well, I don't recall ever having said this, but congratulations, Andrew Pickrell, for the win here at Monza. Wow, amazing. So it looked a little questionable at the start on whether this opportunity was going to be there, but it did come your way and you seized it wholly and absolutely and took the win. Andrew, tell us a little bit about the start of the race and the events that happened there.
Yeah, thanks. I was P3 at the start. I saw, I think, Jacob and two Jacobs ahead of me. Tried to get right on them at turn one. And then they were side by side going into one of the corners. I don't know the name. Lesmo. So I kind of backed out and then got on the inside and Jacob spun. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I don't know if we touched. We were kind of side by side. And then I was in P2 and then just was patient behind, who was it? Somebody quit out. Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith was in the lead for a long time, and then he caught a lap traffic car and had an incident. So just being patient was the key to the day.
Yeah, fantastic. And we've known you to be a relatively level-headed driver, and that paying out today. An absolutely fantastic performance from you, Pickrell. Congrats. Jacob, Josh, the Jays in action practically through the entire final 20 minutes of the race. Incredible battle between you two. Josh, where was the shortcoming of the Acura for you at Monza?
The stability under braking through Degna just felt so terrible. And then through Parabolica, the back end, like the step out, which is eventually what got Jacob the advantage there, where he's able to take the lead there in the last 5 minutes. But other than that, I had a lot of straight line speed. Felt really good. Really annoyed that I tapped Cody at the beginning, so it's probably not going to be a real P3 at the end of the day, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Jacob, the BMW looked massive compared to the Acura, but got the job done.
Yeah, it did. I feel like I noticed when Josh was following me that I was really good on the brakes into turn one, so I didn't really have to worry about defending too much there. It was the middle part of the lap where I could tell that he had the advantage there. So when he got the line on me into the second chicane, I just let him have it, see if he could try and chase down Andrew for a bit, and I was fine just maybe trying to push him up to him. And he just lost the rear end a little bit, and the front engine stability helped me out in that situation, so I'm pretty happy with the second place.
No, it was a great performance, and something we've known you to have is that consistency through the season, which has gotten you that championship in the last season, and I'm sure you're going to be fighting to get yet another one this season. So good job again, another good stack of points going towards your total here. So congratulations, GT3 drivers. Pickrell P1, Cunningham P2, Willis P3, fantastic performance, provisional P3 as maybe expecting a penalty there, but still great racing by you all. Now going through the GT4s, Eric Miller coming in P1. Eric, great job. I'm not quite sure if you had any adversity through the race, but I don't think you qualified first, did you?
No, I didn't. I qualified P2, and I think there were 2 drivers faster than me today, and I just was fortunate that I stayed ahead of them most of the race. Jeff Dallas was really quick, but unfortunately he lost the car on his own under cold tires in the first lap. And then Rick had a pit lane start, and both of them I think would have given me a lot of trouble if they were in the race the whole time.
Yeah, but seemed like towards the end there you had quite a bit of advantage. But while your performance was incredible, getting that P1, Eric Wolf all the way from the back to P2, fantastic performance.
Thank you. Yeah, it was it was a tough race. I definitely had the advantage of some other misfortunes happening on lap 1 that I was far away from, but I'm just thankful that I had what I hopefully was a clean race and can hopefully start with the rest of the crew next week instead of in the pits.
Yeah, I think dealing with some penalties there, but again, fantastic performance and trying to keep the grid fair. So I have great job, Eric, for the P1 and P2 positions there. So Mr. Fahel, how do you pronounce your first name? Magno, still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. It's Magno. I'm from Brazil, so it's a little bit different.
So I think I got it right. So Magno Oliveira Fahel, right?
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Well, congratulations in getting a podium spot, topping that P3 position. Is this your first race with Trackalicious?
Yeah, that was my first race. And for me, it's a surprise because I had a little bit difficult to start, but had a bit of luck with the yellow flag. I entered the box in the exactly time, and I was lucky there. And at the end of the race, I was matching the pace with Matt Hill, and I passed him in the last lap and achieved the third place. And that was amazing. It's a surprise for me, but I'm really, really happy.
Good. Well, that was a fantastic performance. Congratulations on your P3, and we look forward to having you back in the next races. Well, okay. Podium sitters, P1, P2, P3 in both divisions. Amazing job by you all. Fantastic racing. We had tons of action today. I really appreciate you guys putting on a show, and we're going to end the stream here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow for an LMU stream and mixed class, and then back on Sunday with the Next Level Racing GT3 Pro Championship. If you guys haven't already checked out !NLR Next Level Racing with some fantastic rigs or cockpits as they call them down in Australia. Yeah, some really great products out there for you all. We do have prizes that are provided by Next Level Racing, with a seat being given to the GT3 Pro Championship and haptic feedback pads for our GT4 Rookie Series and GT4 Open Series. So check those out. Again, congratulations to everybody on the podium today, and we'll be back tomorrow for some more action. For now, I'm Eric Ghoukasian here at Trackalicious, wishing you a good morning, good evening, or good night wherever you are. See you back next time.
Fortunately, I think that first lap was absolutely chaos.
Good.
Surprisingly, we're not that